The crimson sun of Kepler 442b cast long shadows across the sprawling shipyard of Luna Station as Admiral Sarah Chun stood before the most classified project in human history. Before her stretched the USS Blackstar, a vessel that defied every known law of physics and challenged the very foundation of galactic warfare. Its obsidian hull seemed to absorb light itself, creating an unsettling void against the star-field backdrop. "She's beautiful, isn't she?" Dr. Marcus Webb approached from behind, his weathered face reflecting years of sleepless nights and impossible calculations. As the lead scientist on Project Blackstar, he had sacrificed everything to birth this technological marvel. Admiral Chun nodded slowly, her eyes tracing the ship's unconventional design. Unlike the sleek, angular vessels of the Terran fleet, the Blackstar resembled something organic, a predator from the deepest trenches of space. Its surface rippled with barely visible energy patterns, as if the ship itself was alive and breathing. "The Zephyrian Empire won't know what hit them," Chun murmured, though uncertainty clouded her voice. The war had raged for 15 years, ever since first contact had gone catastrophically wrong. Humanity had been outgunned, outmanned, and pushed to the brink of extinction by an empire that spanned 3 galaxies. Dr. Webb pulled up a holographic display, showing the ship's revolutionary specifications. The quantum displacement drive allows instantaneous travel across any distance. No more hyperspace lanes, no more predictable jump points. We can appear anywhere, anytime. But the drive was only the beginning. The Blackstar's true terror lay in its weaponry, a consciousness interface that could tap directly into the collective human experience of warfare, fear, and survival. Every battle humanity had ever fought, every moment of desperation and triumph, could be channeled through the ship's neural networks and projected as pure, weaponized emotion. Captain David Rodriguez, handpicked to command the vessel, studied the tactical reports with growing unease. Intelligence suggested the Zephyrian Empire was preparing for a final assault on Earth. Their biomechanical war fleets had already consumed the outer colonies, leaving nothing but dead worlds in their wake. "Sir," his tactical officer interrupted his thoughts, "we're receiving a priority transmission from Earth Command." The holographic image of General Morrison materialized in the center of the bridge. His face was grim, aged beyond his years by the weight of humanity's survival. "Captain Rodriguez, the Empire's invasion fleet has been detected at the edge of the Sol system. You have 12 hours to prove the Blackstar is worth the resources of 50 planets." Rodriguez felt the weight of humanity's future settling on his shoulders. Around him, his hand-picked crew of 150 souls prepared for humanity's last gamble. They were volunteers all, knowing full well this might be a one-way mission into the unknown. As the Blackstar's quantum engines hummed to life, space itself seemed to bend around the vessel. The sensation was indescribable, reality flickering like a candle flame as they slipped between the cracks of existence. In an instant, they materialized at the edge of Zephyrian space, deep within enemy territory. The alien fleet spread before them like a living constellation, thousands of bioships pulsing with bioluminescent neural networks. Each vessel was a grown creature, bred for war and piloted by the collective consciousness of the Empire. They had never known defeat, never encountered a force capable of challenging their biological supremacy. "Activating consciousness interface," Rodriguez commanded, his voice steady despite the enormity of the moment. Throughout the ship, neural nodes began to glow as they tapped into the deepest memories of the human species. The desperate last stand at Thermopylae, the defiance of London during the Blitz, the courage of the first astronauts venturing into the void. All of it flowed through the Blackstar systems. The effect was immediate and devastating. As the consciousness wave struck the Zephyrian fleet, their bioships began to convulse. For the first time in their evolutionary history, they experienced something completely alien to their nature: individual fear, personal mortality, the terrible beauty of sacrifice for something greater than oneself. The Empire's collective consciousness, built on shared experience and unity, shattered like glass against the chaotic, beautiful complexity of human emotion. Ship after ship began to drift, their pilots overwhelmed by concepts they could not process or understand. But victory came with a price. The consciousness interface worked both ways, and Rodriguez felt his crew beginning to merge with something vast and terrifying. They were becoming something new, something beyond human, touched by the collective experience of every life that had ever struggled against the darkness. "Sir," his communications officer whispered, tears streaming down her face, "we're receiving surrender signals from across the fleet. The Empire, they're afraid of us." Admiral Chun, watching from Luna Station as tactical reports flooded in, realized that humanity had indeed unveiled their darkest creation. The Blackstar had not just won a battle, it had fundamentally altered the nature of consciousness itself in the galaxy. They had become the thing that nightmares feared. As news of the victory spread across human space, celebrations erupted on every world. But those who knew the truth about the Blackstar's power wondered if humanity had saved itself or simply become something else entirely. Something that even the darkness itself would learn to fear. The war was over, but the real question remained.